Hi, let's talk with Yolanda. How you doing today? It's absolutely gorgeous outside. Want to know, did you get out there today? Did you get any of that air? Absorb it in. Today, we're going to do a wellness check. I decided today not to do grief part 2 because I kind of wanted to do a check-in just to see where you are, where you at, and revisit some of the topics that we talked about thus far. Just want to say hello, how you doing? Let's talk with Yolanda. Are you with me today? How you feel? It's Tuesday. Grateful to be alive, grateful to be on this platform, to be able to share this with you. Want to say, how you doing? Of course, I want to start off today with the breathing exercise, just as a check-in to see how you're doing, how you feel, and say thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for taking this time to tune in and be a part of Let's Talk with Yolanda. So before we start off today, hey Aisha, I just want to say thank you for joining in. I'm glad that you made it. Hey Sonia, I just want to say let's start off with the breathing to do an icebreaker. Let's do 5, okay? We're going to do 5. Inhale, exhale, just as a check-in, just as to say, how you doing? Let's relax. Let's enjoy ourselves. Today, I have a cup of coffee. I don't have the cup of tea because it's about change. I like coffee too, and it's about changing up. So let's get started. We're going to do the breathing exercise, 5 in, 5 out. Inhale, exhale. I need you to do it slowly, but at your own pace, okay? Are you with me? How you doing? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let the toxins go out. Let the fears go out. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. How you doing today? Today, I want to just piggyback off of the different topics that we've had thus far, okay? We talked about fear, we talked about stressors, we talked about anxiety, 1, 2, and 3. We talked about depression, we talked about different depressions where we talked about, I don't have any PowerPoints today, so work with me, y'all, because today I just want to recap. I want to recap what we've been talking about. We talked about depression. We talked about disassociation. We talked about seasonal depression. We talked about major depression. Hey, Kelly, we talked about these different disorders. And then finally, we talked about grief and loss, okay? We talked about grief and loss, whether you had lost a loved one, whether you had lost a child, a parent, a pet, because a pet can also be a part of the family. But grief goes so much more in depth because you could be grieving over your finance. You could be grieving over a separation. You could be grieving over a divorce, whether you're in it, in the process, or you're at the ending of it. So today, I just want to touch bases with you to do a wellness check to say, how you doing? But to see how you are doing. Also, I wanted to say, if there's a topic that you would like me to collaborate with you, put it in there. If I don't get to it in that next segment, trust me, it would be the following one, okay? Because this is a collaboration and it's about checking in with you and checking in with what your needs are and meeting you where you are. So let's talk about that coffee, okay? I'm going to take a little sip. It's pretty good. It's black with just a little bit of cinnamon, just with that little twist. So this cup today says, you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Kind of heavy. Okay, I see somebody says that PTSD. We can do that. We can definitely talk about PTSD. I am certified in PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. We definitely can do that. So let's talk about recapping thus far where we've been and where we're going, okay? That cup, I chose that cup today because when we talked about affirmations and how important affirmations are, Rosario, how are you? Thank you for joining in. How important it is to do self-care and stop and just pause, but be present. Be present at all times. There's so many different factors of things going on that if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling stressed, if you are feeling a sense of fear, it's real. And if it's real to you, it's real to me, okay? Again, if there's something that we collaborate about, if it can help you, keep it. If you can't, that's fine. If you would like to pass it on, pass it on. Pass it on because it takes a village, people. It takes a village, and we all need to pull on that rope together, okay? Tell me how you're doing today, how you feeling, okay? It's important to do a check-in. It's important that if you were in therapy, if you were in my office, okay? It's important for me the following week, if you came in today, which is Tuesday, and you revisit your session the following week, it is very important for me to revisit the conversation that took place in the office. One, to allow you to know that I'm listening, that I heard you, and what you're saying is important to me, and to do a wellness check, to see how you're doing, how you feeling, okay? So today, I didn't come with PowerPoints. Today, I wanted to do a check-in. Hey, Geneva, I wanted to do a check-in to see how are you feeling. You know, there's so many different things going on with this pandemic. You know, it has altered our lives. It has altered our lives in every facet. You know what I mean? Whether it's financially, whether it's a household of many and now a household of few, whether it is the loss of a loved one, whether someone has been affected by the COVID. I, self-disclosed, just found out that another family member of my personal family had COVID, and you know, it was fear. You know, it was fear because I've also lost a family member to COVID. So it was fear like, oh my God, where are you? What stages are you at? You know, so this thing is real. You know, fear is real, okay? And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to, again, if you're close with your neighbors or if you have a support system, to get on that phone, call them, share what you're feeling, you know. So I called my other son and I shared with him, hey, you know, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that, you know, I just found out this. So I was able to process it. I didn't just hold it and suppress it. That's not good, people. That's not good at all, okay? You don't want to suppress stuff. Why should you? Because one, it tears the body down. It tears the body down. And next thing you know, you have all these other different ailments that you didn't have. You may look up and now they're saying, oh, you have diabetes. Oh, you have cholesterol. Oh, you have thyroids. Oh, you have this. Oh, no, you don't want to have any of those things. You want to be able to absorb it, dissect it if you have to, but then let it go. Change what you can change, and what you cannot change, let it go. If you need to step out, and if you need to get help to help you allow yourself to not suppress, then do that. Because it's okay. Fear is real. Stress is real. During this time, you have to ask yourself, what do I do with all of this time, with social distancing and, being in my home? Well, you may want to do some things that you haven't done in a while. You may want to pull that arts and craft out. You may not have any. You may want to go get some. You may want to be creative and bring your own natural talents out. How about that? Are you with me, people? How you doing today? Let's talk. Let's talk about what's going on with you. Let's talk about a wellness check and a wellness check-in. That's what this is today, a wellness check-in. A check-in to see how you doing, how you feel, what you're thinking, okay? How can you be helpful to yourself and helpful to others, okay? For those that's just tuning in, I want to say again, thank you for taking this time to tune in. If there's different topics that you would like me to collaborate, shoot them to me. Let's talk about them. Because right now, again, it's not about our city, our town. It's about the country. It's about a pandemic going global, okay? So you need to know that you're not alone. You need to know that there's someone else that shares your pain, or someone else that if they don't share your pain, they feel your pain or can relate to your pain. Because this pandemic has touched us all in some form or some fashion. Can we talk about it, people? It's a beautiful day out there. Let's talk about some self-care things for you to do. As you can see, my blind is open. Yes, it's open because if you have a fist and it's closed so tightly, there's not too much that can get in. However, if you do open those blinds and allow that sun to come in, you allowing the vitamin D that your body needs. If, again, we talked about fear and we talked about being able to go outside, to breathe the fresh air, we talked about stressors. And again, today is a wellness check, and we're just recapping on all the different things that we have talked about thus far. Again, everything is real. Everything is real. Whether, you had fear or excessive worry. I worry. I don't know why I worry. I just worry all the time. Okay, let's talk about that duration and frequency. We talked about that in the beginning of Let's Talk with Yolanda, okay? If you're having problems, let's talk about this. You may have a child that's in school, whether they're in elementary, whether they're being homeschooled at this point due to the pandemic. They may be going through some stressors. They may be going through some stressors and some changes, and you don't understand the difference in their mood or their affect. Remember, we talked about that mood and affect? So This is about checking in, but not just checking in with yourself, checking in with your environment, checking in with your family, checking in with your children. Okay? Ask them, how do you feel about this remote learning? Do you know the difference between feeling sad and feeling depressed? These are some questions. These are some questions, and if you can ask it to yourself, you can definitely ask it of someone else, okay? Because everyone is affected in some form or fashion, and it's up to you to say, checking in, a little checking in to see if I'm okay and if everyone around me is okay. You may have been able to socialize a lot and now you're not socializing. That could put you in a depressive state. If you're used to being out and now you feel like you're in, take that time that you're in and be creative. Take that time that you're in to say, I need to make this work. I need to make it work for me. Because again, the COVID is real. It's here. But how do we deal with it? How do we deal with it? It is so important to keep your immune system up at this point. Again, whether you do breathing exercises, whether you inhale, exhale, whether you lift those curls, whether you go to the gym, whether you walk along the river, walk around the block. But it's important to do something as far as self-care is concerned. Again, I have my coffee today. Do you have yours? You don't have to have coffee. You can have tea. You can have water. You can have juice, milk, whatever you desire to have. But take a time out. Take a moment to say, this is my time. This is my self-care time. Okay? Self-care is important. Okay? How y'all doing today? You got any comments, any feedback for me? Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate together. Okay? Today, again, was a wellness check day to check in. The last topic that we talked about was grief. I also want to share a few different exercises that you can do with that. We talked about journaling. We talked about writing down your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. We talked about checking in with yourself to see if your mood alters. Well, there's other things you can do too. If you've had a loved one and you are journaling or you're not journaling, you may want to write a letter. It's called a goodbye letter. A goodbye in so many sense of the word goodbye is more so not saying this is goodbye, that's it. No, it's not it. It's not it by a long shot. It's just saying that there may have been some things that I needed to say that I didn't have the chance to say, that you're given another opportunity to say. Okay? You may want to role play, because sometimes along with the grief, you can come up with shame, guilt, anger. So, you may want to role play with someone, and you may want to be able to just say the different things that you wanted to say. It's okay. So, again, today was just a wellness day check-in. We started off talking about fear. We talked about the excessive worrying that comes along with it. We talked about stressors. We talked about, hey Cherie, we talked about anxiety. We talked about depression. And we talked about grief. And we talked about it at different levels. And today was just a check-in, just to see how are you, how you feel. If there's a topic that you would like me to discuss, let's do it. Today, I did the breathing exercise because here's the thing. You cannot open a person and don't close them. Okay, so if we start off doing a breathing exercise and we end with one, it's allowing you to open up and share what you're feeling, but at the same time, it's allowing you to kind of debrief a little bit before we just say, okay, see you on Friday. It don't quite work that way, okay? Again, if you were coming into an office, it would be a check-in, okay? And it's very important for you to share, if you had a therapist, to share your feelings, your emotions, but to kind of recap that, to recap it, to see how you're feeling about it, to see if you were today where you were last week, or if last week you did a scale of 1 to 10, and again, 10 being the worst, you were feeling a 7, 8, or 9, but this week, 10 being the worst, but this week you're feeling about a 5 or 6, but feeling okay, okay? Or you're able to utilize your toolbox. Okay, it is so important to utilize the toolbox, because here again, this pandemic is real. It has affected us all, whether it's in our family, whether it's within us, it is real, and it can be scary, and it can have your fear. It can have your fear, forget 1 to 10, 1 to 100. It can have your fear 89. Can we talk, people? Okay, but what I do know is that you are in control at all times. It is very important to stay positive, stay centered, okay? Hey, Angela, how are you? Thank you for joining in. It is very important to stay present in the moment, stay present in time. And if you do have COVID or have symptoms or symptomatic, it is very, very important to stay positive, okay? It is important to do self-talk if you need to self-talk. Okay, it is important to wrap yourself around other people. Okay, if you feel like I'm not strong enough to deal with this and I'm in isolation right now, pick the phone up. Pick the phone up. Call somebody. Do a video chat. But don't do it alone, because remember when we excuse me. I'm going to take a sip of this, okay? This is my black coffee. My coffee and my tea has been very, very tasty lately. It has a little twist. This coffee is black with a little twist of cinnamon, which is healthy. And I hope you have something that you're sitting with, whether it's water or something, and you are in a relaxed state, okay? Or if you feel at this time that you are watching this video that you're not in a relaxed state, or you cannot get relaxed, and then again, that frequency and duration, that it has been hours, it has been days, you may need some help. But you might need more than this. You may need to pick the phone up and call somebody and say, I need help, and on a different level. It's okay. It's okay. Your feelings are real. Your feelings are validated. Okay? Basically, today, again, I just wanted to do a check-in. I wanted to say, it's very important to allow some light in. Light is good. It is very important to do self-care. Self-care is good. It is very important to connect on some kind of level, whether it's on the phone, whether it is doing a video chat, whether it is to get out and get some fresh air and be mindful of the social distancing, but be able to relate with somebody, even if it's at a distance. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? I appreciate everyone for tuning in with Let's Talk with Yolanda. If there is a topic that you would like to discuss, let's collaborate about it, whether it is mental health or it's something else. I chose to start this off with mental health because that's my profession and I wanted to be able to give back. I knew at this time there was a lot of people hurting for a lot of different reasons, different factors. However, I wanted to be able to come on this platform and share some of my knowledge with you, gain some of your knowledge, and share it to other people. So today was just a wellness check to review the different topics that we have been viewing. And hey, Tony, what's up? It's about doing a wellness check and checking in with each other. Because here's the thing. Again, I'm going to be closing out soon, but check in with your family. If you have children that's going to school, whether there's virtual learning or they have just started back into the school, which that could be a fear within itself, do a check-in. Do a check-in if it's someone that's been vaccinated and feeling like they are not sure if they want to get the shot. Do a check-in. It doesn't hurt. It takes a village, people. It takes a village, and it's like that string, that rope that we pull. And it takes a toolbox. It takes a toolbox because the toolbox will give you the tools that you need to navigate. Okay, the toolbox will allow you to be able to tell your story. Okay, and once you tell your story, there's something in that toolbox that would allow you to be able to move forward. Okay, it's all about helping each other. I am so grateful for you tuning in. I hope that you share this with someone else that may need it. Again, if there's topics that you would like to collaborate on, let's do it, okay? If you are in pain and you mentally feel that your mood has altered and you feel depressed, hey, if it's real, it's real. Okay, we don't want to be in a denial stage of anything. Okay, we want to face it on, because then and only then we can kind of basically set ourselves free, because then we can challenge it. Then we can fix it or find out how to fix it, but we don't want to suppress. We don't want to suppress, and we don't want to isolate. Okay, we don't want to start hoarding, okay? And we don't want to feel as though that we cannot express ourselves, okay? And share the fears that we may feel, share the fear that we may be feeling, because it's real. And it's okay. It's okay if you have these feelings, whatever gender you are. You're human. And right now, it's about having a village, having a circle, having a support system, having a way out, knowing that it is a way out, knowing that it will get better, having hope for today, hope for the future, hope for tomorrow. Stay in the present. Be present. It's important. I have totally enjoyed you today. I am so grateful that I have this platform to come on and to share different topics and to collaborate with you. And if it helps, if you can use it, then that's great. If you can't and you like to pass it on, that's more than great, okay? But it's real. Mental health is real. Right now, it's not even about an ego thing. It's not even about, oh, I'm macho. Oh, no, it can't affect me. It can affect all of us. Because here's the deal. If you are in a system and it affects one, it can affect us all. Okay? It is our job as people to help pull each other. Okay? Pull each other along. Okay? This pandemic has shown it's not about a gender. It's not about an age. It's not about a culture. So we as people need to come together. We as people need to come together. And if there's something that you have, that you can give, that you can share, let's do it, okay? I want to get ready to end this segment, but I would like to end it with a breathing exercise, okay? We brought you in. I want to take you out, okay? Hope you're doing it with me, okay? I want to do 5. If you can't do 5, then that's fine, okay? I want you to take slow breaths in, inhale, exhale. And this is a very important tool, especially if you feel like your pressure, your numbers, anything is elevating. You might want to bring it on down, bring it on down. This is called guided imagery. When you're doing this, you could take yourself to a beautiful place. You know, like I self-disclose, I love the water. You know, take yourself to somewhere that's calm and peaceful. Okay? So, on that note, we're going to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go in and out. Inhale, exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Let the toxics out, people. I have enjoyed you. Thank you for taking your time to participate in Let's Talk with Yolanda. We can collaborate. We can try to help each other. Stay safe. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Be good to yourself. Do self-care. If it's the will of God, I'll be back on Friday. Hopefully you have shared in some different topics that you would like me to collaborate on. And I would be able to collaborate. I thank you. Enjoy this beautiful day. Open those curtains. See you Friday. The will of God. Dios te bendiga. Love yourself. Love your neighbors. Have a beautiful day, people. See you later.